Best part is like connecting people is what I love the most recently. Before that, I was little shy types, but I used to talk, but not everyone. But upskilling doesn't mean you have to take up only the courses or everything. In your day-to-day life, you can start thinking out of the box because there was a tool Loxo, which was only meant to be used in US for like as a CRM kind of stuff. It's still free, and I was using that for Indian recruitment. What I did is I was posting in different sites and everything with the link wherever it is acceptable in Telegram and WhatsApp, and every resume comes in there. So that is one of the out of the box thinking, I would say. People are few people are lagging in understanding the job description sometimes. So if you find it tough, try going on a normal LinkedIn search, not with a specific location. Try giving the key terms, whichever you understand. Connect with one or two candidates who have like a higher expertise in that skill and talk to them.
Welcome to I'm a Recruiter podcast. I'm your host, Prafula Theory, and I'm thrilled to have you with us today. I'm a Recruiter is more than just a podcast. It is a movement by and for talent acquisition professionals. We are here to shake things up and help key recruiters evolve from a traditional recruiter to a trusted talent advisor. Our vision is to build most influential global community for TA professionals, and you are the heart of it. If you're getting value from our content, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share, and let us know what do you think in the comment section. Let's build this community together. So with this, we want to introduce our guest. So we have someone very special. So her name is Jose. Jose, basically, she has 8+ years of experience in recruitment field, currently working with a company name called 247 Hire. She have worked in both IT and non-IT domain as well, right? So she have worked in multiple different places, different models as well, like RPO, agency, executive source firm, product-based companies as well on the third party payroll as well. So when we ask her, what is your great achievement? So she have mentioned that her learnings are her great achievement, right? And when we also asked her about her hobby, told us that she's a singer in an app called Smule. So with this, welcome, Jose. Really excited to have you in our podcast. Again, as we discussed earlier, this is about you, how you have grown in your career and what are the challenges you have faced and how you have overcome and all those things. Yeah. So once again, welcome to I'm a Recruiter podcast.
I'm really excited to have a chat here.
So can you also quickly brief a little bit about your background, like where you were born and brought up, Jose?
Yeah, I'm basically from Trichy, and like I was born and brought up in Trichy itself. From here, I went into 247 actually to say. Then after marriage, I moved to Chennai.
Okay. And like everyone definitely know about Trichy, but what is popular things in Trichy
It's
from a tourist
temple,
perspective?
Srirangam temple, and you'll like what to say, all the biryanis and everything. Yeah. The famous
Okay,
thing is
okay.
like you get to like you need not travel more. When it comes to Chennai, you'll find it is a vast area. So from one place to another, you'll take maybe 1 hour to 2 hours to travel due to the traffic. But in Trichy, there is no such thing. You can like it is a convenient place to live, is what it's stated.
And like you were born and brought up in Trichy, and then about your education, you have done your education.
Itself, I have not gone anywhere outside Trichy before marriage. After marriage, it's
Okay.
completely in Chennai.
And what was your education background?
Yeah, I'm actually a BCom graduate and with specialization in organizational structure and secretarial practice, which is available only in Holy Cross College in Trichy. So learn like more little bit of company secretary kind of things as well and income tax where I love recruiting and kind of stuff. I was about to go into accounting, but yeah, I landed in recruitment,
Okay.
which is even more interesting.
So since you have mentioned that like your education is in Trichy, and like what kind of job opportunity does people have in Trichy, like for recruitment or in general any other job? Like are job opportunity available in Trichy?
Comparatively, now many opportunities are available, but at the time when I graduated, it was little bit less. We had like few
Okay.
companies offering, but sometimes we go wrong in taking decision at that time, right after coming out of college and everything. So actually, I got an offer from Capgemini through my campus. I stopped, like I didn't want to jump into accounting itself after the degree, and I moved into a customer service environment where I want to explore like how I'll handle the stress and everything. Because I've not been outside a girls' setup in college as well as in school. It was girls' college or girls' school. So when coming into the new world, I want to know how I'll handle everything and stuff.
Oh, okay, got it. So, like, what kind of situation you have faced, like, once you, throughout your career, out your education back then, you have had from a girls' school or girls' college and all, and then you moved to a co-ed kind of environment. How was your reaction and what kind of challenges or learnings you had?
I was like in the beginning. I started. It was like people were very much comfortable. We hear many things, but yeah, people kept me comfortable at that time. Like yeah, both in like at the beginning of my career, I started with FirstSource, which was a Vodafone call center to say.
Okay.
And then I moved into 247. So both the companies kept me a little bit comfortable when it comes to getting into the new background.
And in FirstSource, was your role you have mentioned?
Actually, to say like at the beginning, I was not able to cope up with the numbers in Tamil. Even though my mother tongue is Tamil, I was not able to cope up with the numbers. So I was moved into customers in 1 month itself. Then
Okay.
I was handling the postpaid, platinum and gold customers and kind of stuff. Yeah. So it was
Okay.
more
Okay.
comfortable, like explaining the billing process and like answering their queries. If they have anything like technical setup that needs to be done, then forwarding to the concerned team and those kind of stuff. But when it comes to numbers, because probably the main thing before everything, the phone number comes in. Everybody states that in Tamil in a prepaid setup. So that was a little bit tough for me. Then everything happened sooner.
Okay. Great. And like, had your transition happened from customer support to talent acquisition?
Yeah, that is a very interesting story that happened there. So, I was working in Fussos. I heard people talking about Seven and everything because I had my better communication there. Like, even the HR and everyone were asking, like, why did you choose this field? Because many with areas or I didn't have any areas, I had my percentage and everything, and I jumped into that. So everybody had that question, why did I choose that? Then I informed them like this is the reason and kind of stuff. Like I want to explore other things as well. It's not like only this job we have to take or this job we should not or something like that. So there I heard about 247, which was doing a US staffing only at the time. Now we have the global recruitment and sourcing as well. So I wanted to know like what is recruitment and what happens there and everything because I know someone recruited me into the company. So I wanted to know like how it happens, what is the process, and they were doing it in the Indian shift. It was US sourcing. Everybody were doing it in the night shift. So I wanted to know how they manage, like what happened. It was really surprising to know about them. So that's how I went for an interview for a US process, but I was shortlisted for the day shift itself.
Okay.
So
When you were in the transition phase from customer support to talent acquisition, like when you decided to try, how was your couple of months initially? Because again, like finding people, finding talent is similar of, we can say, sales kind of job as well, right? Because you have certain target in your mind and you have to fill that role. How was your transition phase?
actually, it was not much because in a shorter span, I moved from Fussos to 247, maybe a week or something like that. So I moved sooner. I planned it like leaving the company, I should join here. Because the shifts
Okay.
were also in Fussos was not comfortable. For one day it will
Okay.
be like
Okay.
1 to 10, the other day it will be like 6 to 3 in the morning. So it'll be tough for me. So and on a Christmas it was 1 to 10 shift. That was
Okay.
really
Okay.
yeah very much for me to handle. So I just moved out there for 7. Like I interviewed earlier itself, and in a week time or something like that, I was called up. Then there I everything and the initial salary also every like maybe a 50% or 70% or something like that. I was just asking for 30% or 40%. That's how the
Okay.
salary mindset was for me. It was not a compulsion that like money was the main focus. Till now also that's not my main focus. So yeah, that's how I landed there. Then into recruitment when I started, I was like nothing. I didn't know anything in recruitment, a zero. So they had trainings and kind of like classroom trainings also were conducted and everything. I was not able to. I try like when I do that practically only, I'll be able to understand more and better. Everything was theoretical first. Then after a month or something like the budding sessions and everything happened. Then I started picking up and everything. That's how. And Irina was my
Okay.
only hand at that time, where she had everything open to learn at that time actually. So from where I got to know stuff and everything.
So for into seven company, basically the reason why I'm asking, not everyone might know what exactly the company does and all those things. So if you can quickly explain what the company is into and what kind of role you need to hire over there.
At that time, 2014. So I had US staffing in the day shift, like US sourcing part. Your job only with the sending the candidates or connecting the candidates or something like that in the day shift. And in the night shift, we had recruitment. So I was like shortlisted for the day shift when I went in for the night shift actually. So day shift, like what we do, like my initial, the first client which I started was clearance, like where I had to do the clearance, use the clearance job board, which is really tough. You scroll once after 5 to 10 minutes only, it'll scroll down. So it's like that. The board is like that actually to say. Yeah. So when we use it from India. So, and you know how clearance job will be, like it is a project or something like that. So I had to handle that and the client was very much satisfied at that time as well. So we have to format the resumes and everything which is presentable according to what the client is expecting as well. Even if it is a LinkedIn resume, we have to remove all the extras and everything and then only we have to share, not the PDF profile. We have to manually format it and everything. So we are completely an RPO setup to say. So whatever client comes in, we have to work on that. It's not like only IT, it's not like only manufacturing or something like that. So whatever comes in, we have to work on that. We have to be prepared for that as well. That's why I mentioned like IT and non-IT both. So many we stuck with only one role, but that's well because you'll be with specific skills and everything. Yeah, I'll be able to manage everything.
Are you still working with 24/7?
Yes. After marriage, 2014, before marriage in 20, I stopped. Then after that, went into another company in Chennai. That was a different process. It's not a compulsion to use LinkedIn. It's not a compulsion to use any job boards. It's the old hunting process where you have to call the companies, you have to map the candidates and everything. So that was the process they were following, which I had a very good exposure. After gaining, I came back to 247 itself then. And still, because the main thing I come with 247 is they don't give me like one job to sit and do all the months or a years or something like that. Every time I get to explore many things in 247. So that is the main thing I stay with 247.
So the best part in talent acquisition you love the most, Jose?
The best part is like connecting people is what I love the most recently. Before that, I was little, but I used to talk, but not outside the company and everything. But now I love connecting people because gaining the knowledge is very much interesting to say, because there will be people who knows like more than me as well. So when talking to them, so it gives me like more ideas and more exciting things to do and everything. So that's the main part I love about talent acquisition. Obviously, the first thing comes in mind, like connecting with candidates. When it comes to the role, they teach us more than what the job description helps us.
So you mentioned that initially you were kind of shy, then now you were comfortable talking with people and all those things, right? So how did you like shape yourself from a shy person to an outspoken person?
There are many people. First, I train myself to be a little bit knowledgeable in the field. So when we gain the learning experience, only we'll be confident in us itself. So from Irina, I would say that is the main. She's the main person who I learned everything. Like she had everything in the website itself earlier. So from there, then I had a little bit of trainings for people as well, like Shiv Kumar, Ashfaq, and methodologies. Everybody like learn from videos as well, right? So everybody uses different technologies. So from there, then after the first event I connected is TaskOn is the first event I came out last year. So I
Okay,
recently broke that. So that's how I started connecting people and everything.
got it. So you mentioned about your mentor name. What's her name? You have to mention. She's still with 24/7 itself.
Actually, there are many managers who changed. Initially,
Okay,
it was Ram, and he's not with the company. Now, my
just a
manager is
second.
Jessima. So, yeah,
Okay,
she's more
okay.
comfortable to work with as well.
Okay. Just a second here. I am getting one
Sure, sure,
call
sure.
putting. Yeah, sorry, Juice.
No
Yeah,
problem.
you mentioned a person named called Arina, right? You met her and what you learned from
Through
her.
her videos,
And
I was not connected with her personally, but through her videos, I was able to learn more. Like she was posting, like Shane McAster from UK, who was posting videos as well. And Social Talent was there, and I was learning from different experts because everybody had their perspective of Boolean and X-ray and kind of stuff. So I implemented, because one, when you use the Boolean operators in X-ray, that gives one search. When you use the Google operators, it gives another search. So I tried both the ways because anyway we have to find the candidates. That's the main objective. So I didn't stick with one method. So I tried all the methods which I had when I'm for a search. First, I'll form the strings. Then I have everything open in my browser. I have a separate browser for that itself. I'll have everything open and pinned, and I'll use the keywords there. So that's how I shortened the time as well. Because anyway, that is the main thing we'll be doing, right? Then after that, finding contact information comes in. So
yes,
that's how
yes.
it started.
Okay. So like definitely know that like what is your weakness or challenges, then it's much easy for individual to improve that, right?
Yes.
To learn things across, right? And good thing is like you have identified what your weakness was, right?
Yes.
And you have decided that you want to grow, you wanted to move to a different person, and you know what is the path, right? And you started connecting with people.
Yes.
The reason why I'm highlighting this topic is because many people they're not comfortable talking to people. They are
Yes.
not.
Yes.
They know that they are shy. They know that they have a couple of challenges and other things as well. But still, they basically not prioritize what's important for them, right? But good to know that you once you identify your weakness and other things, then you started focusing on different plan. Like Arena is one thing. Then you focused on social talent, and you started talking to Sivakumar, Sourcing Express, Aswat, Recruiting Monk, and
Yes.
other things as well, right?
Yes.
So did you started taking their individual classes and all those things as well, or like it was just from their videos and other things?
So Irina and Social Talent and Shane Mikasta was their videos. But for Shivkumar and Ashfaq, it was their classes. It's not the video alone. You'll get more to explore. Like you'll be able to connect with them. You'll be able to get their ideologies and everything. Like, yeah. So recently I met Shivkumar as well at the event. So it was very much interesting. We enjoyed a lot actually. He's a very
Okay.
interesting person to explore. He knows the
Yes,
product side
yes.
of the things as well. So yeah, the same
Yeah,
Ashfaq is also a different perspective. So learning from both will be like more advantage to the person whoever is taking up their courses. So yeah, Shivkumar always says start from the
yes.
basics, and Ashfaq goes a little bit at the higher end, like how you use the like more into a tech recruiter kind of stuff. So if you want to be a tech recruiter, you can take off Ashfaq, and if you want a junior recruiter who needs to upskill and who don't know like where to start, then Shivkumar is the best option, I would say.
And what kind of basic, like definitely, let's say if I'm starting my career in recruiting, I might not have much bigger salary, right? When I started, I was just 4K or 15K kind of salary. And how much these courses generally like they charge and how much you need to plan accordingly. Like, because definitely everyone want to grow in their career, but sometimes their challenges with the monetary terms and other things are sometimes very difficult.
Yes.
And once you know what's the goal, it's much easy for you to plan accordingly, right? So how did you manage and like what are the charges they had?
Actually, for me, it was a different case. Like, I did not pay for both. Like, my old company people actually gifted me that. It's around 15K or something like that. Both of them totally. So
Okay.
it comes around that.
Okay.
And they have, like, if you're not able to pay also, you can talk with them if they have any split up plans and everything. And they are willing to discuss on that part, maybe something like that. So
Good to know.
Ashfaq, it was actually a gift for me to say. We connected on LinkedIn on a debate, then we landed up connecting personally. Then this course was suggested because, like, what to say, I don't have that much budget for me because I have few things that needs to be done personally as well. So wherever the possibility
Yes.
comes up with the learning, I try to do that. I try to implement everything. So your videos as well, like many people connect through these, right? So I have gone through them as well. Some people explain everything, right? So it is very much helpful at that time as well with the strategies and kind of stuff.
So even like the reason why I'm trying to focus on those things as well, because it's very important for people to learn. See, if you know you want to grow, there are multiple ways, multiple opportunities, but you need to start talking to people.
Yes. There are many factors as well. I too had that thoughts, but at a stage it broke. What will happen if they think as well, or what will happen if I go wrong? Nothing. At the end, I'll be corrected or I'll be learning something different. So when you come to that stage, everybody will be going in with people for sure. But
Okay,
it's not
good to know.
a short process. It's in the long run, they'll be coming out as well.
So generally, we have so much of free courses, free tools, free videos available in YouTube and other places as well, right? Sorry, bad throat. I had cough as well. So how those courses are different from Ashfaq's and Sivakumar's courses?
So those
Because
courses
even
will be
even you also knew Boolean search and other search
Yeah.
things as well, right? So what kind of additional techniques you have learned from the two of their courses?
the two of the courses, I would say, like, you'll know why we use that and everything. It's fast forward course. So other courses might be a little bit of fast forwarding and kind of stuff. Here you learn, you implement, you answer the questions, and you have the questions also set up in a way where you'll understand which is wrong and which is right. So that is how it is different. So that's why I suggest both. Like, it's a good start to have with both actually. You'll be like strong enough to handle recruitment when you take up the courses.
Yeah. And in both the courses, is it more relevant to the sourcing part or in general the recruitment part?
So it's a mix actually to say. You'll have a mix, like a 70% or 80% of shifts was into sourcing, and it helps in recruitment as well. Only when you know the JD and when you know what to use and where to use and what are the tools you know, there only recruitment also starts. So I would say it's a mix of both for both of them. And same with it is more into technical recruitment. You are a technical recruiter and you don't know what is the framework and what is a secondary skill and kind of stuff. It's a very good start with Ashfaq, I would say. Like, you can understand like what comes and what is the structure of each. Like when you say microservice or web services, like what is that and other stuff. You'll be able to learn and you'll be able to handle those requirements when it comes to Java, like data engineering, DevOps, and what are the technical stuff and everything. And to connect with people as well on every Saturday, where you'll have a scenario which other people might ask, and your answer will be like your question will be answered as well in an even more better way. So that is also a plus when it comes to. That's why I suggest both. I'm not going with one person. I suggest both of them.
Yes, yes. And what are the other things you were doing, Jose? Now, like definitely you also mentioned that you, in our call that you have been attending different podcasts and different discussions and other things as well. From a shy person to a person who is going out and establishing who Jose is, right, in front of audience and other things. Like, how is the transition going currently?
Yeah, thanks to these people as well for helping me. Like Shiv Kumar more brought me out. Then after that, like Ashfaq as well. Then other people also, the persons I work with as well. So it's not wrong to, it's not them to go wrong and everything. So I started, whether it's right, I started connecting with people from the classes. Then after that, like I attended many podcasts or release there. And then also was recently doing a AI event as well for 2 to 3 days or something, online event, where it started in our time, it is evening, 7 to 10 or something like that. So I was just listening to them. There are many AI tools which were suggested. Yeah, so in that way. And after that, whatever type of LinkedIn events come up, then I try to, when I find it interesting, I join that as well. So when it comes to tool or when it comes to different hacks or any recruitment strategies or something like that. So I don't stick with one thing as well. So I try to reach all the type of experts in the industry, like videos, or if I need to connect with them personally also, sometimes I connect with them. Like Vanessa was one person who I connected as well. So yeah, so that's how.
When you are learning from different sources and all, when you go to the market, you still see that there are many recruiters or sources who are not upskilling themselves, right? So do you think sometimes helping those kind of recruiter or sourcer as well by sharing some of your learnings and challenges with them?
Yeah, started doing some of the LinkedIn posts as well like that. But due to time constraints, I was a little bit behind. So I'll be posting as well, always in LinkedIn with whatever I learned. Or sometimes if someone reaches me also, I help with them. I help like few people who connected with me and who had their doubts and everything with a Boolean or with understanding the JD and kind of stuff. So I'm open to connect with anyone who's requiring help as well. So they'll be connecting on LinkedIn. And not only the junior person, even the senior people also have connected with me. CSC and kind of stuff Shiv taught, and during his classes, I implemented a CSC where it's in my LinkedIn profile as well. So many people are still using that. So I find it interesting. They find success in that. So yeah.
Good to
So
know,
I would
Josh.
suggest, like, for those people who want to learn new things, not to go with one expert. When you Google it as well, now we have the GPT and everything. If you Google for a specific location, you can find the expert in the search, in the search option itself. So from there, you can go into the blogs or videos. Like Namrata has a similar blog as well. Namrata Singh. So whatever comes in, you have to read and you have to take it up, like whatever videos. Even if it is a 5 minutes per day, it is fine. You have to try it out. Not only seeing that, you have to implement and see. Even though you don't have a practical scenario, create a practical scenario from Indeed or LinkedIn or anywhere. You have it there. So you can take up a job and understand it and you can implement it. So that's how I landed here. My Saturday, Sundays are my learning days most of the time.
Good to know. Okay. When Joe is not focusing on it, what are the other things you love to do?
I'm trying to implement other stuff like Make or App Script, like Google App Script and kind of stuff. I understand like little bit of JSON and scripts that is available. Now we have the GPT itself. If you ask for a code, it'll be providing everything there. Only you have to integrate it with the API key and everything. So I'm trying out those stuff and everything. And apart from that, like I love reading books and which I'm not doing recently. But apart from that, like singing is my main hobby during the other times or watching series and kind of stuff.
And what kind of song you sing generally?
And not specific. I try whichever the softy types, like melody types, and whatever English songs is more comfortable apart from that. So whatever language I try it out, even for Korean, Spanish, and we have the easy lyrics now. So everything has become available there. So I try other languages as well. I used to do that because of the college time. I used to go out for competitions.
Also remember using apps well during 2014 time. So even I was trying to with different singers and all duet songs and all those things. It's a stress buster as well, I would say.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
When you feel exhausted doing something, you can just take a break. You can leave the moment, relax, and it's kind of happy, right?
That is the main relaxation for me. Most of the time I used to like take up. I had a paid subscription there. So yeah. So from there, now we have other variations. The app has like more and more things as well. So yeah, I'm still trying that.
Okay, good. So Josh, you have also mentioned that you are also interested in technology side, mostly in Java and all, right? So let's say if tomorrow you get some kind of opportunity to move from a talent acquisition to a developer kind of role, will you be interested for that?
No, I won't be interested now.
Why?
Maybe a little bit. If it is a part-time, I'd be willing to try out if the company allows, but not on a full-time role because that is going to be like sitting and doing the same integration and kind of stuff daily. And recruitment, you get to explore more things than being in a tech now. So I feel this one more comfortable. Or otherwise, if it is fine to do designing or development as an option, like one day you do development and like 1 week you do development, another week you do designing, then I would probably try. Not on a full-time. Recruitment will be my full-time.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. So what is your biggest challenge throughout your career, throughout your life you have faced, Joe?
In recruitment?
General. We'll about one challenge in your personal life and one challenge from a recruitment perspective.
Okay. In personal life, the office from interior part of Trichy before marriage was a little bit tough. Because when we have for the next role, either a team lead or either the manager or something like that. So that will be a toughest point where you'll be not able to come out of the location. And because it is little bit of interior part, when you like a girl is coming from that location, safety matters first and the other things are there. Right? So that was the challenge I faced where my learnings were restricted only to virtual. So if I had that option earlier, maybe I would have tried out outside as well. If I'm from Chennai initially, maybe or Bangalore, I would have tried learning outside as well. Maybe going to centers or connecting with events and kind of stuff. See, there is not much events happening. Even in Chennai, like he's from Chennai. Born and born.
Okay. And from Trichy to Chennai, how this relationship started?
It's arranged marriage. So yeah, it's arranged marriage. You know how it happens. The normal thing. I was scared actually initially to take up a marriage. It's a big responsibility to say. So yeah, everything happens normally. Like that's how my life started as well. Then after coming to Chennai also, initially I felt little open up very much in the beginning. Then after that, yeah, everything went with the flow. And now we were like, it's 7 years. Today is my wedding day.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It's 7 years now. So yeah.
The journey from last 7 years.
From not calling his name, after 7 years, I'm calling by his name itself. So that's how it went. It's not like a few months, like we start and go, be open and like that, right? When it comes to arranged marriage, it happens very slowly. So that's how it happened for me itself.
Okay. And how do you manage your family responsibilities along with your work?
Thanks to my husband for that because he was helping me a lot with the like family responsibilities as well. When I'm not able to manage, even with the cooking and everything, he will be coming in and taking it up and everything. So yeah, same way in the night also he helps me and everything. Like when I go in for US events and everything, podcasts and everything, that happens. So he managed everything and he's not disturbed much. He helps me very much in that. So thanks to him for that. He kept me comfortable on that part.
Okay.
So all the credit goes to him on that.
Good to know. And like, is it a nuclear family you stay, or you stay with your joint family kind of?
Initially, once it was like that. After that, like, due to the work, like I was going from one place to another place. It was a 45 to 1 travel.
And being a mom, like managing your family, managing your work, managing your other hobbies, how are you doing that?
Yeah, all that, like time management matters. When we have like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of a time, like at least if I'm not able to make it up on Saturday, Sundays, at least on weekdays, maybe after 12 or after 2 or something like that. So I managed to do like few little bit learnings at that time. Like even I was doing Shiv Kumar's course. So Saturday, Sunday, the like what to say, which were given the first level or second level or third level. I'm not sure which one. And the whole Saturday, Sundays, I contributed to that. And Monday I was sick. So that's how sometimes I go to the extreme where I get sick as well. I manage it between like 5 to 10 minutes a day or something like that, even before sleep as well. Like hearing the video, you'll be able to. The next day, if you even try it out for 5 minutes, that also it is a practice, right? So that's how like for me, it
Yes,
is not like
yes,
my
yes.
grasping power is a little bit at the higher end. So if I do once, I'll be able to remember everything. So that's how.
And your kid still young, or he's grown up a little bit now?
She's a
Because
5-year-old.
I have a 2-year-old kid, so I
Yes.
know the real pain. So it's very difficult because they wake up every night here and there, and you can, if I work from home also eating for me and all those
Yes.
things, right? So same happened with my wife, right? So my wife was going to office every day, and she was feeling that she is not able to give lots of time to her kid, so she left the job in May. And now she's very happy that she's at least able to give some time to him.
That is the main reason I too left my job like during pregnancy. It was more stressful because I have to drive my vehicle and go to office. After 6 months, I dropped resignation. Then after that, after taking a 6 months gap, then again I joined into another firm. It's an individual startup firm where a little bit of recruitment stuff. Then after that, I moved into 247 itself. So 247 keeps me very much comfortable as well when it comes to roles and everything. Like how I'm working in office, I'm working from home as well. That's how
Okay.
it is. Like they know how I work and everything. So they understand and it goes like that actually. She is like very much understanding as well. Even though she's a 5-year-old kid, when I'm talking to someone or when I'm a video call or something, she's quietly there and yeah. So now her dad is managing. We have come for her to our hometown for a Christmas. So now her dad is managing. So that's how we managed to do everything here.
Got it. Got it. Great. And it's always good to have a supportive partner, right? Like,
Yes,
because without your family support, it's very difficult to manage everything, right?
exactly.
Let's say your house responsibilities or family responsibilities or your work, or let's say currently I'm also building the community, right? That is also takes lots of time, right? So it's, you should have a family support full on with you. Without their support, it's very difficult to manage
Yeah,
everything.
if he
What do you
had
think?
not supported, then I would not able to do any learning or even though being a work from home, I'll not be able to enjoy. For sure. That is for sure.
Any last piece of advice you have for our community members, the sources or the recruiters, right? Because we still see that like whenever there is any kind of layoff, first person to get layoff or the team to get layoff are the TA folks or the TA teams, right? So, and when we were trying to help people by referring them, we felt that like not all TA folks are upskilling themselves. They are just using the job portal, doing the normal search, submitting the resumes. That's it. They're not understanding that there is much more to do to grow yourself, right? So what do you think? Like, is it important to keep upskilling yourself, learning things from time to time is important to grow in your career?
Yes, upskilling is a must for everyone. But upskilling doesn't mean you have to take up only the courses or everything. In your day-to-day life, you can start thinking out of the box because there was a tool, Loxo, which was only meant to be used for like as a CRM kind of stuff. It's still free. And I was using that for Indian recruitment. What I did is I was posting sites and everything with the link wherever it is acceptable in Telegram and WhatsApp. And every resume comes in there. So that is one of the out of the box thinking, I would say. So you have to try out of the box, like out of the normal, you have to try a different thing. That is also upskilling as well. So when everybody goes with the Boolean and other kind of stuff, you can try different ways as well. Not only Booleans, that is where like one expert is using one variant, the other expert will be using a different variant. You can try both. So it's not like sticking to one structure itself. You can try the variants from YouTube's or you can connect with them. It also is there now and we have LinkedIn there and some communities are there. So you can try connecting with people. You can just try asking around. So where do I start or everything like. Or you can try GPT as well. GPT, we have the expert's name. It will give you the expert's name where you can connect as well. Or the blogs, you can ask for the blogs. So from there, you can start. So you have to keep reading and reading. Still, I'm learning as well. It's not like I know everything. I'm still learning as well. So yeah, that's how you start going about things. So you have to keep connecting and don't hesitate to connect itself. So even if it's going wrong, that is fine. Like anyway, if one person is not answering you, you can go to the other person. If you stop there itself, like why do I need to ask? Then it's not really going to work. That's what I would say. You can try asking, like, anyway, if it is wrong or right, try out.
Yes.
That is what I would say. Because I have been in
Yes.
that stage.
Yes.
I've come out. So
can come out like
Everybody
recruiters
has that
also.
in them. Everybody has that in them. It's not like only I can come out or only the other person can come out. Everybody has that in them. Only that they have to keep that one step ahead. So nothing else.
And sorry, other question which I have for you, Jose, is like, what do you think about the communities? Like, are communities helpful for individual to grow in their career? And
Yes,
like,
for sure. When
if
the
yes, why? If no, why?
Yeah, I would say yes, for sure. Because when you have a question earlier in 2014 or 2013, we didn't have like so much communities now available. We didn't know where to ask, what to ask, and everything. When someone in the community is asking one question and it answers the other person question as well, that's where learning starts. Yeah, so you can ask about like, experts in the community as well. You can ask them if you have a perspective on one thing. You can try asking out if the other person has any other perspective on that part. So asking around helps, like community stands. So yeah, that is a plus in this upcoming things actually to say with AI
Yes,
coming in as
yes,
well.
yes.
So yeah.
Agree. So one of the reason why we also build the community is like, if you see, developer communities have multiple different communities, right? Some have different skills related communities, some have different Java related communities and all those things. And if you see, they're growing in their career because of the community support and all. Same like family support. When you have your family support, you can do much better things, right? You can grow in a career. You can do multiple things. Same like that, if you have a community support, you can do multiple things. You can learn, you can ask, you can question,
Yeah.
and you can grow together. And
Yes.
if you know something, you can also help or share your knowledge as well.
So in
One
2000,
major problem, what?
yeah, in
Please go
2014,
ahead.
if I had the communities what we have, I would have surely asked in the community like somebody knows where I can start because I'm recently moved into recruitment. I like need to know where I can start with the learning and kind of stuff. Someone would have answered. Someone would have known like because they would have already started into that and have that helping
Yes,
hand at that time.
yes,
So
yes.
communities are the best nowadays.
But still, I think that currently talent acquisition communities, even though we have communities, every people are still, I think we have long way to go because not every people are contributing to the communities. Many of them are still a silent passive observer, you can say. Just keep looking at things from time to time. So I believe that like as a community member, I urge everyone to contribute. It's okay. You can be wrong. You can be right. No one is judging you, right? At least you are sharing something, whatever you know, right?
Yes.
What do you think? Is it
No, it's
same?
fine.
You
I
also
would
feel
say
the
it's
same
fine to
sometimes?
be an observer as well because earlier I was an observer. Now I have come out. So maybe in the coming days, like they would be coming out. Like if you would have asked me for to connect before years or 4 years, I would have said no. I would not be able to connect on everything. So now recently I'm able to talk it out and everything. So I'm able to connect. So these people also will be coming out. So yeah, like everything will be
Good to
changing.
know. Good to know. Yes. And one thing I also liked about you, Josh, is because not everyone feel comfortable about sharing their learnings, their challenges as well, right? In public. Even I, right? I was not comfortable talking in front of camera. Even though I believe that I'm a good recruiter. I feel comfortable talking to my candidates and convincing them and making them join to the organization, right? I was not very comfortable talking in front of camera. I was like, same like you, I was shy, nervous, and I was very hesitant as well, right? But doing the same thing for multiple times, now I feel I'm a bit comfortable, right? Practice also matters a lot from time to time,
Exactly.
right? What
Yeah.
do you think?
Yeah. Not only practice, you have to see more videos how people talk and sometimes we don't know where to start and what to talk and sometimes we feel hesitant as well. We think have the knowledge in us, but we think like we don't know anything. So that's where also people
Yes.
we don't know what's the strength in
That's
us
true.
and
That's
sometimes that is also stopping us coming on a video or coming like connecting with people and everything.
yes,
Realization
yes.
comes slowly, not immediately.
Of time. Just last question for you. Any advice or suggestion you have our fellow recruiters from the communities? Any suggestion, any tips for them before we wind up our call?
I feel nowadays people are few people are lagging in understanding the job description sometimes. So if you find it tough, try going on normal LinkedIn search, not with a specific location. Try giving the key terms, whichever you understand. Connect with one or two candidates who have like a higher expertise in that skill and talk to them and understand what is this and what is that. It's not, but understand what the candidate is. Like if he is okay to like comfortably talk, then you can ask. Not to a candidate who's not comfortable to talk at that time. Maybe you can ask them their time and everything, like when they are available and kind of stuff. You can ask them when they are open to connect. Then you can just ask them, I have this skill which I'm looking for. So I know you have an expertise in the skill. So what other things I should know about that? So what is your expertise in that? And you can ask what is the process they do. So you can just explain me in the normal term where I'll be able to understand because I know the basic about the skills. Not an expert in that, right? So maybe you can just help me understand what happens with the skill. For example, if it is a Dynamics or like a Java, we can take Java itself. For what process you use that, or what industries you have worked at, what are the frameworks you have used, and something like that. Now we have the questions available in Google itself, so you can try asking out whichever answers your query in that role, something like that. So when you ask around, it'll help. Even though if it is a job description, it's not like everybody should understand everything. So you can ask the candidate, or you can ask your hiring managers, or you can connect with other recruiters as well. In LinkedIn, you'll find experts with the APAC region or the global region. We have full stack recruiters as well available in LinkedIn. You can connect with them and ask them like, I have certain requirement. It's not like wrong to like you don't know about the things. It's not a crime or something like that. it's fine to ask around. So that's what I would suggest, because that is what I find many people lagging. They don't understand about the JD, and still control find are there, like control find people are there still. Yeah. If you come out of
Agree.
that, you need to ask.
I totally agree. Not every people are comfortable asking question as well, right? Or asking things, right? So asking is very good thing, right? If you don't know anything, just go and ask. There is nothing wrong, nothing right. Just you are curious to know the things, you are asking it. And no one will judge you if you're asking something as well.
Yes.
And it's okay. If someone doesn't answer, it's okay. Like what Joseph mentioned, you can go and find out someone else. Like they will answer you.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though the candidate also, sometimes you'll find the answer. Like you are a recruiter, you don't know the requirement and you're just asking me. You'll find some candidates asking that. So you can just say like, I know the basics of that because I'm a recruiter, I know the basics of that. But I just want to know, since you're an expert, I just wanted to know more about that or something like that. It's not every candidate will appreciate you and answer you on everything. So it's fine if the candidate is not willing to explain also. You can just say thank you and go to another person or something like that, or another recruiter. It's fine to make mistakes, but not repeat the mistakes.
So thank you so much, Jose. It was an interesting discussion about your journey, about your past, what kind of challenges you have faced, and how you have molded yourself from a shy person to an outspoken person, and how you have been consistently learning from time to time from different sources, from different persons, and all those things. And great piece of advice for everyone as well from you. So thank you so much for your time, for coming to I'm Recruiter podcast. I definitely believe that some or the other person will help some kind of learning from this podcast. And we are grateful to have you in our show. So thank you, Jose.